Cliché. The story about some spooky game I found. Alright, so let me start the story from the beginning. One day I was sitting, browsing the interwebs, when suddenly I had the urge to play my favorite childhood game, Pokemon Black, White 2. This takes on the future, by the way. So after I got that tsunami of nostalgia rushed over me, I decided to go to GameStop to see if they had Black and White 2. I asked one of the employees, and he said there was one copy of Pokemon White 2 left. When he showed it to me, I noticed that it had no cover on it, and instead was just a blank box with the words, Pokemon's Bleh 2, written crudely on the cover with a red marker. A red marker. But I ignored all of that. The employee said that since I'm a special creepypasta protagonist flake, that I could get it for free and stuff. And then I went back home. I was super hyper-realistically excited to finally have the game. When I opened the box, a note fell out. It said, "Don't play this game. Destroy the cartridge." I ignored it. When I checked the cartridge itself, it didn't have a normal cover. It instead had a hyper-realistic picture of Black Kyurem, or whatever his name is, and it said, Pokemon Edgy Black Edition. Thinking nothing of it, I put the game in my 3DS and started playing. The game itself. When the intro played, I noticed it was different. Instead of the normal intro, it showed Black Kyurem destroying what seemed like Castelia City, tearing buildings apart, picking up people and ripping them into hyper-realistic pieces, while their hyper-realistic blood and flesh fell to the ground. And their faces, dear God, their faces. They were horror-filled to the very core. Their eyes were almost as white as pearls, with a touch of crimson. Their mouths stretched to their maximum capacity as pure agony was poured over them like a waterfall of death. Their teeth splattered with more hyper-realistic blood. Their lips were a disgusting mix of purple with gray. Their whole face completely drained of color. I watched in horror as their bodies contorted in every way humanly possible. I can still hear their horror-filled screams to this day. But I just dismissed it as a glitch. When I got to the startup screen, there was a blood-covered Kyurem and there was Pokemon Edgy Blood Edition on the bottom, written in bloody blood. But then again, I dismissed it as a glitch because I am a naive airhead. I chose my gender and my name. I chose the name Midori because I'm one of those weeboo arsehats that thinks everything in Japan is cool. And I chose Snivy as my starter Pokemon, and named it Grief, because I'm edgy like that. Everything was normal so far until I got to Nimbasa City. When I got there, the music had stopped, and no one was there. I walked towards the gym, and then I noticed hyper-realistic blood on the floor. I didn't want to continue at this point, but curiosity got the better of me, so I continued. When I entered the gym, everything was dark, and the Lavender Town theme song was playing. Except it was in reverse. As I was walking further into the building, the spooky theme song was starting to play in reverse. I think I saw a missing no and buried alive, in parentheses, who is totally real, you guys. But they flashed quickly through the screen, so I couldn't tell. I checked my party for no reason, and at that moment, all of my Pokemon's names were changed to spell, "Get out now, you dumb idiot." But I also ignored that. But anyways, back to the walking of the gym thing. I noticed mutilated bodies of Pokemon, and people everywhere, and also bones and other spooky body parts everywhere. I puked and vomited twice, and when I looked back at the game, I noticed a hyper-realistic looking Kyurem. He was covered in blood and flesh of the innocent people and said, "You're next, Jenny." I was shocked. How did the game know my real name? I said out loud in a paragraph because I can. At this point, the Lavender Town theme was playing slower and more backwards. and the Kyrum ran towards my character, and then the screen turned black, and I heard a scream, and there was blood everywhere, and I saw my dead body, and I wanted to turn the game off, but I didn't, because who does that, am I right? And then the game sucked me in, and killed me, and Kyrum came out of the game, and killed everyone. I don't even know where this story is going anymore. I ran out of ideas. Ellipses. My mom just walked in and gave me popcorn, and I also had nightmares for days. Then I killed myself while in the game. And there's a little excerpt I want to read here at the very bottom. If you don't repost this to at least 10 other Facebook walls, are they even called that anymore? Black Kyrum will come to your house and spill hyper-realistic blood all over your favorite shirt. Yeah, that's right. The cool one with the stripes that you saved your allowance for. So just do it, bro.